Did Social Security underestimate your benefit? Well, they did me. They did me, so you better doggone check. So I'm just minding my own business, just being myself, hanging out with the old buddy Josh. And I come across this right here, an email from Social Security. Our records show that you viewed your future benefit estimates in your online Social Security statement between September 23rd and October 27th. We determined that the monthly estimates presented to you in the bar chart for ages 63 and older may have been lower than what they should have been. We have fixed this issue and invite you to sign in to your personal My Social Security account to view your account. So let's check that out, shall we? And what we'll see here is ssa.gov, My Social Security. I'm going to sign in, and this, look at these happy people. Happy. All right, good stuff. So let's sign in. You sign in, you'll get a text, multi-factor authentication, which I like because I don't want anyone stealing my Social Security information. That's for doggone sure. You agree to the terms of service. All right, so hang tight. All right, so right here, my monthly benefit at full retirement age is $3,463, as we see here today. Now, I'm 53 years old now. If I continue to make the max, I just put the max at 160, my benefit will be $3,528, which is definitely higher than what it was last time I logged in, which was on October 6th. So I'm not sure what happened, but I remember I was like, well, it seemed lower. I think it was like $200 lower. Now, obviously, it's been fixed, don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, if that's what you're using your Social Security information on, that could be a problem. So anyway, I was talking to a guy today, and I'm going to share with you, and he's 61, the guy just crushes, an engineer, and he's just been making money on top of money on top of money. I mean, not millions, but he's been making the max for many, many years. He goes, Josh, I said, dude, freaking retire. His wife's a couple years older. I said, just hang it up. You don't need it anymore. Stop. Anyway, he's like, I don't know, it could affect my Social Security. We'll call him Tom. And I said, Tom, look, man, you're 62. You're going to be 62 at the end of this year. It's not going to, maybe $100, maybe $200 a month. It's not going to affect it that much, dude. Because he said, but Josh, don't you see? It says I'll make the max until I'm 67. I'm only going to be 62, so I'll be 5 years without the max. And I looked at his previous earnings. I said, oh, dude, it's not going to have much effect at all. If you stop working today and never make another dime, and I'll prove it to you here. So we're going to change this to future salary will be zero. If I never work again, my benefit will be $2,900. All right. And if I made the full amount, it was going to be $3,500. So that's a 53. That's a $700 a month difference. If I never work again, don't make any more dollars ever, my benefit will go from $3,500 to $2,900. That's $600 a month. And that's a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. That's $7,200 a year. Now they haven't done the. It'd be interesting to see what it looks. I still think it's for 20. Do they got 2022 in there? Let me see. They did have 2022 in there, so you can see. I'm 53 years old, my friends, all right? If I never work again, my minimum Social Security benefit at my full retirement age, in today's dollars, right now, as we sit here today, this isn't future dollars, this is today's dollars. Don't say if you could invest in the market, you'd get 5% a year, you'd get $1 million. No, we're comparing, that's apples to oranges. We want to compare apples to apples. What is the benefit it pays today is $2,900 if I never work again, all right? You can't say my $2,900 and compare that to a future inflated amount when you're putting money in the market at 5 or 6%. That's people do that all the time. It drives you crazy. So if I never work again, my benefit is $2,900. If I make the max, roughly 160, who knows? But for the next 14 years, my benefit will be $3,500 a month. All right, so that's $600 a month difference. All right, now that's $7,200 a year. Okay. The older you get, the less of a difference there'll be because you've already accumulated so much. Again, it's like the law of large numbers. Once you hit a certain threshold, man, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Once you hit a certain amount of money in your total index earnings, you're basically, clean it up. It's like trying to turn a battleship on a dime. It doesn't happen. It needs time. So once you have a certain amount of money in this pool of money you've earned and paid taxes on, we'll just say $3 million is our total. That's not our AIME. That's our total indexed earnings. Our tie. Hey, look at that. Total index earnings. Tie. It's our tie. Unlike the DIE guys, the diversity, inclusion, and equity, the DIE guys, we're the tie guys. All right, so what we do is we take that $3 million, divide that by 420. All right, 3 million schmackaroonies, divide by 420. That gives our AIME of 7142. 7142 is our AIME. Now that's before we use the bend points. I just want to point this out for just a second. Now let's say I have let's say $3.3 million. I make $150,000 for 2x years. Now I'm at 3.3 million, so 7142 is my AIME. I'm going to put 7142 up here. I got to get a better, well, I do have a better marker. Sweet. Ooh, netty. Woo! Call me Method Pablo. 7142. All right, Chloe's back, so she's with Pablo. He's with Pablo upstairs. And so I made 2 extra years. $150,000 a piece. Now I got $333,300,000 in my thing here, in my total index earnings. There are tie. 330 divided by 420, 7857. 7857. I can tell you right now, the only difference is going to be we're going to take 7857 minus 7142, $715 times 0.15. And I'm not going to get in the formula here. I just want you guys to know that's $107 a month difference. So by me working, if my total index earnings is $3 million, and I work an extra 2 years at $150,000 a pop, that will increase my tie, my total index earnings from 7142 to 7857. All right. I know for a fact that I'm going to be in the third bend point, which would be 0.15 is the benefit I get. So the third bend point, I only have $715 in this right here more because I worked those extra 2 years than that right there. 715 times 15% because the third bend point is only 15%. I'm going to get all of $107 more a month. $1,200 a month. Wow, whip-de-flip-and-do. Because I've already accumulated so much of my total index earnings that it just isn't going to make that much of a difference. So let's say now, 7142, let's say I work until I'm 67 at $150,000 a pop. We'll work for another, well, I'll say 7 years times 7. So that'd be 4,050,000 right there, 420. All right, so before our total index earnings was 7142, $4,050,000 divided by 420. Oops, 4,050,000 divided by 420. That's 9642. 9642. All right, subtract that by 7142. That's $2,500. Times that by 0.15, it's going to be $350 a month, $2,500 a month, times 0.15, $375 a month. That's going to be the difference right there. And again, I mean, I'm just doing this bottom bend point. This is not even it's not as clear as it should be, but it makes sense because this right here is going to be above the third bend point, a little bit above that, but it's fine. It's pretty doggone close. Even that right there, that's working from 60 to 67. So my initial total index earnings was $3 million, retiring at 60. I retire at 67 here, making $150,000 a year for 7 years, 150. Just want to make sure my number's right, times 7. Yeah, there you go. So that's what I'm looking at. 3 million versus 4.05 million. The average index monthly earnings here, because we divide that by 420, both these numbers by 420 is 7412. The average index monthly earnings here is 9642. You factor that's $2,500 difference between the two. Exactly, that's weird. Times 0.15 because that's the third bend point, and look at that, $375 a month difference for working those extra 7 years at $150,000. How much did you waste alone just going to the office, dude? I mean, it's crazy. Anyway, there you go. So you got to check your stuff, dude. You got to check it because it's changing all the time. And you want to update your stuff in the software if you're using Right Capital, if you're using New Retirement, if you're using eMoney, update your software. All right. Love your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe. We're going to go live tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube and Facebook and LinkedIn. We'll see you then.